Hi everyone, it's Kerchi. For my toy collection showcase, I'm finally showcasing the brand new Keepsake Collection. These are the rings. They're called Heritage Keepsake rings or something like that, and they're based on the vintage ring boxes. So I have the 3-pack here, which I've already kind of previewed in my other videos. And then I have these 2 individual packs, and I was waiting on the round one, but for some reason the round one isn't coming out till much later. I don't know if it's out now. I don't see it anywhere, but these 2 for some reason were available for sale, and then I came across the 3-pack, so I went ahead and just bought the 3-pack. So I think for these 2, I'm going to keep them in the packaging because why not? They're duplicates. And this is the one I'm going to unbox today. So firstly, the packaging is super cute as always with the Keepsake collections. I love that we get to see that Polly Pocket pattern that's based on the vintage packaging with the hearts and the teal color. I love the characters on the front, very beautiful. And on the back is the preview of the compacts. I'm super excited for these. They've been sitting in my room for weeks now. Here it is, coming on out. So pretty. I typically keep the Keepsake boxes because they do look very nice, so I'm gonna set this aside. Look at them in there, so gorgeous. This is the other issue, is that it's bubble packaging. I have to actually tear this off, so it's gonna be hard to put these back in the packaging. I debated whether or not I should just take all of my Keepsake Polly Pockets and take them out of the box. In my previous video, you can see that I still keep them in the box even though I've taken them out. The box is just really nice and unique and part of the whole package, but I think it might be time to let go of the boxes. So with that said, I'm just gonna rip these off. We're not caring. We're not caring about the packaging. Ugh. It's actually really fun and freeing to just rip these off. It's like Christmas. Tearing these out. I think that's far enough. I really hate the way they package these. Unboxing is actually my least favorite thing because it's a struggle. So much plastic and tape. First one's out, the circle one and the star one. And here is the heart. Let's start with the heart one. So I am going to do a close-up, but I just want to see the inside a little bit. It looks like some kind of fantasy forest. It kind of reminds me of The Princess and the Frog, and we do have a frog figure. I want to try the ring on. Look how tiny this is. Is this even going to fit me? Okay. We're going to see. We're going to put Fairy Polly in here. So first, she goes in the lily pad. Which way? I think it's this way. Oh, look. Her legs are on the actual flower so that it looks like she's sitting in it. That is pretty creative. I have to admit, I don't think the vintage ones have that. And then we lock her in place. She should be pretty snug in there. Okay, let's attempt to put her on. It is adjustable, so it actually fits. Ooh. It's a little snug, but here it is. It's actually really cute. I'm worried that she's gonna fall out. She's kind of snug in there though. She's not coming out. She's not coming out. Oh, she just came out, but you know, I was really shaking my hand. I want to put the other ones on. This one came out pretty easily. This is the UFO. Someone pointed out that in a different set, the UFO has a different color, so I think this is a variation. And it is true because I saw it online, so I think in a different set, the UFO is like purple or white or something. Okay, our character here is... I don't know her. She has purple hair. The quality, I have to say, is pretty good. It's pretty good for a modern Polly Pocket. I think they're really kicking it up a notch these days. Okay, here's the second one. Going in my bigger finger. Ah, so cute. This is actually making me so happy right now, especially since the rings actually fit me. Even as a kid, a lot of the kid jewelry toys never fit me. I did grow up as a chubby kid, or you know what, let's just say fat. I grew up as a fat kid. So none of these ever fit me, and also whenever we'd go to the Disney store to get a Halloween costume, like the Disney princess costumes for kids, none of them would ever fit me. And I actually have a picture, let me see if I can find it at some point, where I am stuffed in I think Cinderella or Aurora costume on Halloween, and I'm just popping out of it. Very embarrassing, especially since my sister, who was very thin and had been thin her whole life, fits in everything. I have a lot of traumatic fat childhood stories that I'll have to share on my channel at some point. So part of me doing this is basically reliving my childhood in a way that I couldn't, because they actually fit now. For the mermaid one, we're gonna try this on too. I love this. Does the shell actually close and open? It doesn't, but it looks like it does with the way they designed it. Oh my gosh, the mermaid. She actually looks like me. Look at her. Do we look alike? She's Asian. I rarely see Asian characters in anything, in any toys. Or if there are, they're usually like East Asian. I never see any Southeast Asian because I'm Southeast Asian. Even with her, actually, she's a little too East Asian to look exactly like me, but I suppose she's good enough. We need more tan Asians is what I'm saying. She looks amazing in there. Look at that. I'm gonna put her on my index finger. Yay! So it's a little pinched, just a little, but it's adjustable. So it's pretty comfortable. What do we think? They're so cute. And yes, I do have quite a handful of the original 90s ring boxes. We're just gonna do a quick comparison. And I also haven't tried on the rings in the vintage ones. So we'll see if they fit too. Let's start with the heart one. So this one is from 1991. Actually, let's see the thickness here. Okay, they're pretty similar. Actually, they're almost identical. I would say the Keepsake one is a little bit thicker, but not by much. They're actually almost an exact mold. Okay, let's see. I haven't seen this in a while. I forgot what this is called. Is it Midge's bedroom or something? I think this is Midge. Same concept. She comes out of that little resting area there. I'm gonna put her here. She's a little bit smaller, actually. Not as adjustable. I'm really having to squeeze her on. Ooh, she's a tight fit. Okay. Okay, it's working. It's working. It's like pants shopping. That's why I hate shopping for pants. So they do follow the same concept where the figure rests inside some sort of, in this case, a bed. So they have different vehicles, different chairs. I'm actually losing circulation in this one. Do you see? My finger is turning purple. Let me just take this out. Oh my God. Oh, help me. So, comparison, the newer ones are a little bit more inclusive than the vintage ones. Is the color back to normal? Thank God. Maybe I'll just put it on my pinky. Anyway, I have the triangle one here. This one is actually one of the ones that I got that's missing a piece. So back when I was starting my collection, I wasn't looking for completion. I was kind of seeing, well, as long as the main character is there, it's fine. But now I regret it because I'm actually missing the parrot, which is the animal companion. They all come with an animal companion, and with this one, I'm missing it. So this one is Polly on a piano. Not gonna put this one on my ring finger, maybe just pinky. And then I have a square one, and this one is a restaurant. Do you see how tiny these are compared to these? My fingers have remained the same color. These are so tiny. So she's just gonna go halfway for now. I actually don't know if this would fit on a kid's finger. Like, what age group is this supposed to be for? So it looks like these keepsake ones aren't an exact recreation of any of the vintage ones. They are their own original scenery, original designs. They just follow the same concept of the rings, but I know for sure there isn't a space-themed ring. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the space themes weren't really in any of the vintage Polly Pockets. And then I have these individual rings, both containing vintage and modern. Here is just a close-up of the vintage ones. Super gorgeous. They follow the same concept as these keepsakes. And let's take one of the modern ones here. So I don't know when they stopped making these, but I think these are called tiny takeaways, and they also come in necklaces. I haven't seen any new ones, and I've actually stopped collecting these because I don't like them too much. So right now I'm just focusing on the vintage Polly Pocket rings. So the ring here already looks so different. I don't know how adjustable it is. Let's see it on my ring finger. Yeah, it doesn't really fit, so it's definitely not as adjustable as the Keepsake ones. Maybe pinky? I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. But these ones I don't like too much, and also these have the figures with the little rubber legs. We don't like those. I'm glad that they discontinued those actually. And these tend to come out. Like right now she's in this little juice thing. What is this? Orange juice container. And once in a while she'll just kind of fly out. Here's another one. This one could have been cute. It's just so clunky and large. And why would I want to put this on my finger? I guess it's okay. It's kind of giving Happy Meal, maybe because it's French fries. Here's one of the vintage ones though. This one is so gorgeous. She's in a flower. Here is the ring portion. Let's see if this one fits. I like that this one is a leaf. She fits! See, I like this one. I like when they fit me. This one is one of my favorites because she opens up. There she is. Little fairy Polly. And it looks like she's gonna fit me. This one actually looks worn already. I think someone stretched it out beforehand. Look how beautiful. So the vintage rings are actually very rare and difficult to get, so I treasure these very much so. And that's also why I haven't added much more. I'm still on the lookout. And now we're gonna take a look at all of the compacts in detail. Here they all are. They look so cute. They each have the silver logo. I did get a Keepsake before without the silver logo, so now I make sure they all have it. Let's start with this one. The outside has glitter on it. I do love that. It looks very nice. And here is the inside. I believe this is called Fairy Meadow, and it's definitely giving Princess and the Frog vibes. It's so gorgeous. I love this background. There's flowers, mushrooms, and here is Polly in her little lotus with her frog friend, and he has a crown. Definitely giving Princess and the Frog vibes. There's also tons of fish and sea life down here. There's another lotus here. I thought this did something, but I guess not. Let's take these out. Here's the frog. He is so cute. Look at him. He kind of looks like E.T. I just really love the design of this. I don't think we've gotten any modern Polly Pocket frogs. I can't get over his face. And Polly, of course, is in her ring. This always comes off first, and I have to pull the actual ring out. This is really snug in here. We can pull her apart, take her out. She is absolutely gorgeous. We've seen lots of Polly Pocket fairy figures, and I gotta say this is the best one. These are the wings that I love. I don't like those little cloth wings that the 90s had. If you guys remember, I actually ripped them off and replaced them with polymer clay wings in one of my DIY projects. And these are the wings that I was actually going for. So this is super cute. I much prefer these wings over the cloth ones and over the polymer clay ones that I did. The wings have lots of detail too. There's hearts on it, textures. Polly herself is very good quality. She's actually one of the highest quality modern Polly Pocket figures I've ever seen. And to put her back in the ring, you just slip her on here. And they designed her leg into the lotus so that it looks like she's sitting, and we just lock her in place. Super adorable. I love her so much. These designs, I have to say, are on par with the vintage ones. Normally, I'm biased towards the vintage ones, but they really came through with this. There's even texture on this lotus, and the ring does fit for the most part. It's just a little pinched, but the vintage ones hardly fit me, so I like the fact that the sizing here is more inclusive. Next up, we have the star. Same thing, lots of glitter on the front. I love that she's pink. And here is the inside. This is called Stardream. I just got these names off of the listing. I don't know if these are the official names. So we have our figure in a spaceship, and then we have our little monkey friend right there. And the spaceship is on a planet, which looks like Saturn. We have stars all around the compact. And up here we have a crescent moon with a face and a happy sun. We also have a rainbow in the back, lots of beautiful graphics, and lots of stars and other planets. Let's take this monkey. Super cute. He has a spacesuit. It's kind of similar to the other modern Polly Pocket monkeys, except he doesn't have a tail. Or he has a tail, but it's usually a hook, and this one is stuck to his back. I'm not usually for sending animals to space to experiment on them. I think it's very cruel, so I just want to say that real quick. This also reminds me of that dog that they launched in space many years ago. And every time I think about that dog or that story circulates again, I get really, really sad. Anyway, on to happy things. Let's take her out of here. She comes out easier than the other one. So someone did point out that there is a color variation on the spaceship. And what's funny is on my duplicate, it's the same color, but the photo up here is purple. Make it make sense. I do love the design of the spaceship, although the color kind of makes it look like a burger. Let's take her out. This one requires some wiggling. Remove her from her spaceship. She really is super cute, and I love the space buns. Very fitting. Her spacesuit is also really cute. It's just all white, but it does have a few little cute designs. Here's the back, and she doesn't need a helmet because she has superpowers. She can breathe in space. I also just learned that for a modest payment of $300,000, you can go on a space ride for 11 minutes. Do you guys think it's worth it? Personally, I would get vertigo. I wouldn't even make it through the car right there. Love, love, love this. The only thing that would make it better is if the spaceship lights up. I can't get over how cute she is. I'm really loving the improvements on these characters, at least on the Keepsake characters. And lastly, we have the seashell. I kept referring to this as the round compact, but it's actually supposed to be a seashell. Here's the specks of glitter, very pretty. And here is the inside. This one is just referred to as Mermaid. She looks absolutely beautiful. I think this one is my favorite out of the three. I love how cozy she is in there. Her tail is part of the ring. So creative. We have a dolphin critter, and I don't think it's removable. And then we have our little seahorse, which is our other figure. The design of the seafloor is so beautiful. Seaweed, seashells, stones all around here. And then back here we have a little mermaid castle. It's so beautiful and girly. And back there we have more sea life, and they're sparkling. Let's take this tiny seahorse out. Oh my gosh. She's so tiny. I love her. She's not like the other seahorse figures we've seen in other modern Polly Pocket compacts. She's smaller and has a lot more detail. I love her. And then we have Miss Mermaid here. Let's take her out, and she has her tail attached. I love her. She's my favorite figure. Her tail extends to the back so you can see the flap here. Very similar to the vintage Polly Pocket mermaids. And she's pink, and she looks almost like me. I am in love with her. So beautiful. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen any other toy have this ring functionality where the figures can fit inside and you can lock them in with a ring piece. They must have this patent on lock because I have not seen any other toy follow this. I've seen other compacts like Polly Pocket, but none like this. I think it's so creative, and I really do hope they come out with more rings. And here's just a quick little comparison to the vintage one. Pardon me, I haven't cleaned and restored her yet. Same thickness, same shape. I believe they basically just reused the same mold, so I love that. Even the bottom is the same. The only thing different is the hinge. This one you have to keep at 90 degrees or fully open, and with the vintage one you can adjust the angle. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. The 90s rings also came with animal companions, just like these. So I love that they follow through with that. And I just really love the different themes. This one, of course, being a flower. This one is a bed. I also love that they didn't recreate one of the original ones. They went with a completely new design, which means I get to have more variety in my collection. I'm so glad they made the keepsake version of the rings because this is actually super, super cute, really good quality. I think it'll fit most adults, honestly, because the band is a lot more bendable and the design is really, really nice. I love it. It's the same thickness as the vintage ones. And I always recommend anything Keepsake Collection because they do put extra effort and design and artistry into those. And even if you're not a collector, if you're just nostalgic, I highly recommend buying at least one set of the keepsakes. And thank you so much for watching my toy collection showcase, and I'll see you on the next one.